Yeah, so now we got the grass and the vines done. We're almost done. We only need to do more vines basically. And these are going to be the vines that are flat on the sides. So I want you to think about how can we filter only the sides. And how I solved this was using basically the same points that we get from before. But then I remove all the top points and all the bottom points. So I use a difference or a minus or a subtract or whatever from first the top points. So I filter only the top points and I subtract them from the density. And then I do the same for the bottom ones. So what's left is only the sides, like right, left, front, back points. So let me just show you guys this asset as well, so you can search for them. If you search for English Ivy, that's the pack I've used for all of these vines, and it's in Megascan, so it's free, so you can just download it in Unreal and follow along, as with the other rock asset I used. Yeah, we got some points here on the back as well, but it doesn't matter because it's hollow from the back. But this works with any asset again. Then we want some more points, as we did before with the grass. So we create a points grid, and then we copy those points. And we got this. The grid extends from 666 and cell size of 2, so it's something math. Yeah, so you can see my it kind of killed my performance here, but that's fine. So we copy the points to the wall here, and we transform the points and offset them so they become a little bit more random. So this is kind of clustering like more points and stuff. But I also wanted these vines to grow from the bottom, so it's more likely to have vines from the bottom up. So that's what I'm doing next. So I'm taking a distance to density node, where the further away from the bottom point, the origin of this mesh, the less dense that point becomes. And I also add some density noise to this as well, and then I prune everything. So in short, less points on the top. And this works for any asset as well. Yeah, so here we get our self, our actor, and we get a single point. So that's only the location of the mesh. And we get the position of that point. So here you can see the position. And then we take that as our reference point into the distance to density. So this node calculates all the points distance to the origin of the mesh. So because that's on the ground, so the points closer to the ground are having a higher density than the points on top of the mesh. So we get this kind of gradient effect from the bottom up of the mesh. So then I add some density noise also to make it a little bit more random. And then we filter the points. And I finally get back my performance in the viewport here. The last node is the maths subtract node, where we subtract the density from the density and output the density. Yeah. And you can see this little symbol, we got the $sign before the density as well. You can press the plus sign if you're unsure what to use. Then I was thinking how nature grows in reality. I wanted to clump all the points, and the points that weren't connected to any other points, I simply removed them. So this distance to neighbors, I'm not really friends with this node, but it's kind of cool. And I wanted the vines to kind of branch out from the bottom up, and I kind of succeeded, but I'm not really happy with the result entirely, but it's better than not having it. But let me just enable the static mesh spawner here. And you can see that I added all of these meshes beforehand, and it's the same English Ivy meshes that I showed you before. And you can see that it's the wrong orientation here as well. But that's what this transform point does. It actually rotates all the meshes in the right direction. And you can play around with this search distance. I'm not really sure about what it does, because when I get it too high, it doesn't filter all the points below it or above it. So I think it's around that distance. It has neighbors or something. But yeah, we don't really have documentation, and I haven't read the source code for that node yet. So yeah, but just play around with it. And if you have the answer, please let me know. I'm happy to learn. And then this node is really, really good. It rebuilds the point rotation from the normals as we did before, and then we transform the points again with the rotation set to 90 and rotating around the z-axis of the mesh. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, and we will also scale it from 0.54 to 0.92 to get some random scaling. Yeah, and we're kind of done, and we can package this entire graph basically into an asset, and we might do that in a future tutorial. So don't forget to subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more Unreal and PCG related content. If you have any questions, let me know on how to do a specific thing. And if you actually know code and you can do a attribute blur node, like a fast blur or something, I would be really grateful because I really want that. Like the same from Houdini, like an attribute blur, because that would be awesome. And I think that the community would absolutely love that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if you have any more questions, just let me know. And yeah, I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.